Hello YouTube, my name is Nero. Today we have some more Call of Duty World War II. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my first gameplay of Call of Duty World War II, though I know it doesn't look all that much different from beta footage because we're playing on a map that we've seen time and time again during the beta. So it turns out my first ever gameplay of Call of Duty World War II is going to be on Gibraltar, a map that we've seen time and time again. But it's a pretty good gameplay, so hopefully you guys will sit back, relax, and enjoy as we check out the newly nerfed Thompson submachine gun. So what I'm trying to do here for this video is give you guys my first impressions. I've been racking my brain all day as to what I should do in terms of videos, because of course today is opening day, people want videos, but it's so early on that I can't make guides. Like, I don't want to be that guy who's level 15 telling you this is the best gun in the game, or this is the best creative class setup you could possibly do. I don't know that stuff yet. I don't have that much experience with the game, so I thought I would give you guys my first impressions and talk about various aspects of Call of Duty World War II. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy. First things first, the Thompson submachine gun and submachine guns in general, they have been nerfed, and they have been nerfed hard. Going from the console beta to the PC beta, Sledgehammer Games said that they reduced the overall damage per second and the range of every submachine gun across the board, though we couldn't really see the changes on PC because PC is much different than console, aiming is much easier, so the nerfs weren't really noticeable on PC. We had to wait until people got their hands on the console to see what it was actually going to be like. And I can say, without a shadow of a doubt, that submachine guns are definitely much weaker now, and it's actually a very good thing. So you're not going to notice a ton of instances of it here in this gameplay because I do very well. This entire gameplay, I do pretty good, right? So I'm not going to be dying a whole lot, but I can say that I have had so many situations so far where I start shooting at somebody and I'm hitting my shots, but they just melt me because I'm using a suppressed submachine gun and they're using a rifle or a light machine gun or something like that, and they are just melting me at those medium to long ranges. It's actually incredible because it makes it so submachine guns do not completely and utterly dominate the game. Like right there, you just saw me take a guy out at a distance, but I had the advantage on that guy. I was pop firing. Any gun would have killed him right there. I can honestly say, guys, submachine guns are nerfed and rifles and light machine guns are much better as a result, which is definitely good for the future of Call of Duty World War II. Next up, let's talk about the map. So it's definitely a very big topic when the game was coming out during the beta and leading up until the actual launch of the game here. The map variety is pretty good. I played every map so far with the exception of USS Texas, which looks incredible. I've seen a lot of gameplay of it, but I haven't actually played it yet myself. I played Gibraltar like 4 times so far, for crying out loud. But the maps themselves are actually pretty varied. Now, the Gustav Cannon, which is a map I'm sure you guys already heard about, that map is freaking giant, and it's definitely a very nice contrast to the rest of the maps that are actually in the game. Saint Mary Dumont, I think I pronounced that correctly. That map is also a nice medium-sized map with lots of close quarters encounters as well. We were all kind of worried going into the game that every map was going to be tiny and it was going to be completely dominated by submachine guns. In my experience so far, that's not exactly the case. The maps themselves are pretty well varied, though we do have a very limited number of maps, as you guys know. 9 standard multiplayer maps, 1 season pass bonus map, which is Carentan, the remake from Call of Duty 2, which actually does have some layout changes, and then of course we have the War maps. I'm yet to actually play War. People are asking me about War. I haven't played it yet. I've just hopped on to the normal multiplayer itself, trying to play with the maps, trying to play around with the guns. I'm not really focusing too much on War as of right now, but I'm definitely very excited to start playing it. The game is not without its issues, however, and I know people always want to hear, well, what are the problems? What's going on with the game? What are the downsides? So, in my opinion, so far, the game is great. Like, it's a really good Call of Duty game, but we're seeing some of the same issues that Sledgehammer Games had back in Advanced Warfare persisting over here into Call of Duty World War II. So, for example, the combat record stat tracking doesn't really work all that well. So, I've just started playing the game. I'm not a really high level by any means, and it says that I have a 2% accuracy with my Thompson. And you guys are watching the gameplay. I mean, right now I have the 1941 in my hands, but I'm not that inaccurate with the Thompson, so it's not tracking my bullets properly, so that's an issue. It also says that I have a 1.0 win-loss ratio in Team Deathmatch, despite me having 5 wins and 1 loss in Team Deathmatch. Also, if you join a game late, you still get a loss, which is frustrating in my opinion. And also, if you play hardcore and you get team killed, that counts as a death for you, as if that was somehow your fault, right? So lots of little tiny issues like that. We had the same issues back in Advanced Warfare, where the overall game was fun, and they really did have a lot of very interesting ideas, but they forget about the fundamentals, the little tiny things that go into making a great multiplayer experience. And so I'm hoping Sledgehammer Games is aware of all these. I, of course, am tweeting every issue I have at them and making sure they're aware of that, and I encourage you guys to do the exact same thing. Issues will not be fixed unless you actually tell them about them. So if you run into any issues with Call of Duty World War II, let them know via Twitter or Facebook or something. Make sure they're aware, so hopefully they can get fixed, because if they do, the full experience of Call of Duty World War II so far has been incredible, and I would hate to see little tiny problems like that making it so the experience is not as good for people out there. Now, I did give you guys the question on Twitter of, do you guys have any questions for me as somebody who has an early copy of the game? Because I have a lot to say about the game, but I'm trying to keep it very short and concise, especially considering these are first impressions, not a full review. You guys asked me about the hit detection. I think the hit detection in this game is actually fantastic. I find the hit detection in Call of Duty World War II to be very good, and full disclosure, I thought the hit detection was good during the beta as well. I saw a lot of people saying that the hit registration was very bad for them. I did not have that issue, and it's not like it's a very small sample size. I put maybe 8,000 kills into the PlayStation 4 beta alone, not to mention several thousand on the Xbox beta and another 1,000 on the PC beta. I played the game extensively in its beta stage, and I never had issues with the hit detection, and I don't have issues with the hit detection here either. It's very good, though the time to kill is still very slow. Like, if you're somebody who... If you play a lot of Modern Warfare Remastered, for example, and then you come over to this game, there's going to be a bit of a learning curve, right? Because in Modern Warfare Remastered, you can melt people across the map very easily, whereas here in Call of Duty World War II, it's quite the opposite. It's more like a Treyarch game in terms of time to kill, which definitely does take some getting used to. People are asking me about footsteps and multiplayer callouts. So the multiplayer callouts, check this out, by the way. So I go up here. Man, they changed up Team Deathmatch, so it goes from a 100 score limit back to 75, which I think is actually best for the game mode as a whole. But if I would have just had a couple of extra seconds there, or just some more kills to actually acquire, I probably could have gotten all 5 of these guys, which would have been pretty cool. But unfortunately, I only get 3 of them, which apparently was the play of the game. But yeah, the multiplayer callouts are still here in Call of Duty World War II, and they are still very, very game-changing. So if you actually listen while running around, the NPCs of your teammates are going to be yelling, guy on the bridge, guy behind the rock, over by the artillery. And if you can memorize where those locations are, you will always know where the opposing team is, even if you do not have a UAV up or a recon aircraft up in the sky, right? So definitely pay attention. That is pretty much unchanged going from the beta over to the full version of the game. And footsteps, I can't conclusively say whether or not footsteps are good. So far, I've been mainly playing Team Deathmatch. I hear people on occasion, but not very well, and I'm not using the basic training that makes it so my own footsteps are quiet, so it may take some getting used to. I've been watching Marksman live stream Search and Destroy until I got my copy of the game, and he could hear footsteps, especially with the espionage basic training, so we're going to have to see how it plays out. But so far, multiplayer callouts are definitely a thing, and in quiet modes, like maybe free-for-all or Search and Destroy, you can hear footsteps, but it's going to take some getting used to. Next up, people are asking me about how fast you can actually level up in this game. It seems to be pretty quick. During the beta, it was pretty fast, and it appears to be fast once again here in the full version of the game, though keep in mind, I have double XP, so if you did pre-order, you get that double XP bonus, so I've been utilizing that throughout the entirety of the day. But I will say still, you appear to level up very quickly. Like, I played a lot of Modern Warfare Remastered, and I had a lot of double XP in Modern Warfare Remastered, and even then, you still leveled very slowly. That's not the case here in Call of Duty World War II. It appears to be much faster than previous years, which is a very good thing. And finally, supply drops. Let's talk about supply drops. It always comes back to supply drops. People are asking me if you earn them as quickly as people are saying. Yes, I do think you earn supply drops very quickly, though I will say I am still a relatively low level, and I'm not sure if you earn them faster early on, then maybe that slows down over time. That's yet to be seen, but so far, you do actually unlock supply drops relatively quickly. To give you an example, in about an hour's worth of gameplay, I was able to earn 3 rare supply drops and 2 commons, which, if you compare that to Modern Warfare Remastered, that's like over 100 depot credits. That's pretty ridiculous, right? So far, it appears to be pretty consumer-friendly. You get these supply drops very quickly. You can't actually buy them with a currency, but rather you have to complete contracts and operations and stuff, so you have to actually earn them by playing, but you can earn them by playing, which is all we've ever really wanted out of a supply drop system in the Call of Duty franchise. That and actually keeping them cosmetic only, which they are cosmetic only right now. The epic variants do appear to be pretty incredible, but they are pretty expensive so far. I can't speak intelligently on whether or not they are too expensive because I haven't played the game enough to really know how many armory credits I can earn per hour and stuff like that, but they're there. They are cosmetic only, and so far anyway, the supply drop model seems to be pretty fair, and I hope they keep it that way because the game seems to be built from the ground up to work with supply drops, and so if they do decide to screw us by adding in a bunch of crazy stuff to them, that could really, really ruin the Call of Duty World War II multiplayer experience. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you guys here in this video. This is an act of discipline for me to actually make this video because I just want to go back and continue playing. It's a lot of fun so far, and I'm very excited to hear what you guys think once once everybody gets their hands on Call of Duty World War II. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on the game down there in the comment section below, and stay tuned over the coming days for lots and lots of Call of Duty World War II content. Again, I don't want to be that guy that makes a video at level 15 telling you the best gun in the game. I want to play a bunch. I want to prestige. I want to max out my Tommy gun here. I want to try out a bunch of different weapons, a bunch of different class setups, and make lots of informative and helpful videos going forward. But to be able to do that, I need to keep playing. So I'm gonna wrap things up here. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Drop me a rating. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.